Well guys, I'm pretty sure I just shot the monster mama doe that I've been trying to shoot for years. I switched it up on her. I kept thinking how she was busting me. And if you look, I'm sitting on this hillside. There's a logging road right here. And I used to hunt down at that bottom. And it gets real thick at the very bottom for a bedding area. And she'd be coming in and then just lock up, and the wind would be in my face, and I just couldn't figure it out. And luckily, through some of Dan's podcast, he was saying about how the water can actually pull and become a dam. And I think what was happening was the wind. The wind would come down like water and then pull right at the bottom of my tree stand, and then thermals would carry it right up that logging road, and she'd pick me off every time. So I kept thinking about it all summer, and I kept planning and drew little diagrams of how I think that wind's gonna go. Well, this morning I had the wind I've been waiting for, and it's cold, it's 43, and it was just barely getting light, and I heard her just like she was calling all the other deer, like she's the old matriarch. And I stood up, and I couldn't quite make her out, but she was in this thicket coming through, and that's exactly what I was planning for. And my wind is actually going this way, and I kept hearing her, and all of a sudden I looked down and I saw her, and I'm like, oh my god, I think that's her. So I got stood up and drew, and she has like that freaking sixth sense, man. I mean, I know everybody says they don't, but I barely moved my right arm, and she just skidded a little bit and then stopped and looked. And it's so windy right now that, you know, I think she knew, she just caught something that wasn't where it should be or something. And then she just stopped, and I was at full draw when she was quartering away. And I'm using my recurve, and you know, I was at full draw for about 30 seconds. I slowly let down, and when I did, she just stopped and turned perfectly broadside. So I drew back, made sure I hit my anchor, looked at my spot, which was her heart, which I've been shooting at every day for like, every night even, for like months. And I let go, and when I hit her, the shot sounded good, and it sounded like my arrow passed through. And she made that like sound, and it sounded like I hit, you know, that chest area with that woof, like that thwack. But I don't want to get too excited right now. I'm gonna give her plenty of time just in case. You know, these recurves, I practiced hard, everything looked good, but you just never know. You know, if you're off on your anchor by a little bit, you can whiff. And I'm hunting in an area where it's a DMAP in Pennsylvania, which means that it's for CWD. So I don't have to get down and tag her, and I can still shoot another deer because I have DMA2 tags. So I'm just gonna sit here, you know, soak it all in. I mean, I practice so hard to get to the point where I'm at, and it's tough to, you know, put that compound down. And this is the first year that I actually dedicated myself to recurve. Like last year I took it out a couple times, but it would just be for a little bit in the evening, early season, and then I switched to it. But I'm telling you right now, there's no rush out there like that. And I just really hope everything goes well, because my mom, she has cancer, and we found out bad news on Monday or Tuesday that she's might not make it through the week. And she was always the first person that I showed my deer, and she's still kicking right now. So just praying that everything went well, and that I can get down, arrow pass through, everything looks good. I mean, I can't imagine she'd make that grunting, you know, roar, hurt sound if I didn't hit her good. So, I mean, like I said, I'm just going to give it time, kind of soak everything in, and I waited for this perfect conditions to even come down here, because I mean, that doe, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, she has to be like 4 years old, 5 years old, and she's just smart, you know. So like I said, I've planned this hunt since June, And I mean, I had everything going for me exactly the way I wanted it. And right now, I mean, I'm talking and, you know, people say get off your phone, but I really don't care. I mean, I need to focus on getting this deer, taking it home to my mom. It's like I'm fighting the clock to be able to show it to her. So I'm gonna put these together, these clips, you know, and hopefully at the end of it there's a nice big old mama doe that I've been waiting years to shoot. So good luck if you're still out there, and thanks again, Dan, for all the Dan Infalt, for all the advice and tips on winds and thermals, because buddy, they work. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not wearing freaking scent lock. I'm not you know, I'm not even wearing camo. You know, I just picked my spot. I knew where they'd have to be. I knew what wind I had to go. And I'm wearing Axe deodorant right now, you know. So I wholeheartedly believe everything that, you know, Dan and the Hunting Beast guys say, and, you know, just thankful that he's passing that on. I mean, I'm sure that even, like, I'm a big fan of the hunting public. You know, they learned a lot from his teachings, and, you know, how to follow the wind and bedding and how everything's crucial. So just praying that everything goes well, and you know, maybe around 9 o'clock I can go get that deer. I mean, everything in my mind was perfect, so we'll see how everything pans out. Well guys, this is probably my most intense deer I've ever killed. I've been practicing all summer long, almost every night, with my recurve bow. And for my friends of you who don't know what a recurve bow is, because I'm sure there's some of you, it's a bow, traditional archery, no sights. I mean, you are shooting like Squanto. And I had a buddy named Claude Stevens. He sent me some of these cedar arrows. That arrow is wood. I mean, it's not carbon, it's wood. And this is what hit the deer. I mean, she broke it off. It didn't go the whole way through, but this is a 45-pound bow. And feather fletchings, cedar arrow. And I'm just on cloud 9. I've planned this hunt since the summer. This big doe busted me last year. No matter what I would do, she would get me. And I'm almost 100% certain it's her. I mean, she's pretty big. But this is all, you know, raw footage. I just found her a few moments ago. But my mom is not doing so hot. And she was always the first person that I ever showed a deer that I killed. I mean, unless my dad was hunting with me. And this is a very special deer for me because she may not make it through the week. And just to be able to, sorry, I'm a little emotional, to bring this deer back and show her one last time, you know, and such a special deer. I mean, try to compose myself here a little bit, but so special, so much history with this thing. I mean, it's just a doe to some people, but like, this deer is probably the smartest freaking deer in the whole mountain. And I mean, I waited for the exact perfect wind. You know, I knew the tree I wanted to climb. I mean, I'm not even wearing camo. I don't have any scent control products on. I knew the wind. I knew where the deer would come from. I knew how the thermals would act, and I played on that. You know, I'm not wearing camo. Shit, this shirt was $8 from Walmart, and you know, and my bow is like $120 shipped. Now, granted, Claude gave me them arrows, but I'm gonna start making my own. And the broadhead I used was one that Claude also gave me. It's a 1960s or 70s Bear razor head. So I mean, this ain't no Rage. And I'll tell you what, I could follow that blood trail very easily. I mean, it just amazes me how traditional archery equipment can be so deadly. But you need to know your shots, you need to practice. I mean, I can't even express how much I practice. I mean, I would be at lunch break shooting. I would be shooting it till 1 o'clock in the morning some nights after I was done tying my flies. But there she is, and I will tell you right now, this is the prettiest deer I've ever killed. I mean, she's real big, but I mean, look how beautiful her circles are under her eyes. I mean, I know some of you guys don't like hunting and such, but I mean, this is just is nature in its purest form. I mean, there's no sights on that bow, there's nothing. It's just being in touch with nature and knowing what is going on. I know I'm rambling, but this is probably the greatest accomplishment of my life. And I also want to send a big thanks to Shane Reed of Leatherwood Outdoors. His video from back in like 2010, he shot a nice 10-point, and just listening to him explain his emotions after he just shot that buck, and I'm gonna repeat his quote: "This is what archery is all about right here." I mean, you cannot even believe how amazing this is. I mean, adrenaline rush like none other. I mean, it's just so in touch with nature and just so pure. And I don't care what anybody uses, you know. I might even, you know, sit with my son with a crossbow, you know. My dad uses crossbows. I don't care what anybody uses. But if you really want to feel an adrenaline rush like none other, and you're an archer, get yourself a traditional bow. This one is a Samick Sage. I mean, it's only $120 off eBay, 45 pounds. I mean, and I got a better string. I would suggest getting a better string. That's a Fast Flight string from Steve at Traditional Outdoors, I believe his company's called, but he makes awesome strings. But that's one upgrade for that bow, that if you buy that, you know, $120 bow, get the string upgrade, world of difference. But I'm on cloud 9, and I almost feel bad harvesting this deer because she is so smart and just so in tune with everything. And I waited until I had the exact perfect conditions to hunt this thing because she would have nailed me. I mean, I thought about this. I drew diagrams of this deer. I drew diagrams how the wind was going to roll. You know, I ran it by some of the, you know, other guys. And another thanks that I want to put out on this one is Dan Infault. I mean, his sharing his knowledge of wind, thermals, and bedding is totally changed my game. The hunting beast, I mean, it's just unbelievable amount of information that you can gather and learn from and apply to your own situation. But I'm gonna get this old girl dressed. I'm gonna get some really nice pictures of her, and I'm just blessed. Like I said, I cannot wait. Now, I know my mom is off a little bit with meds and stuff, but I'm just, you know, even if she isn't excited, it just, to me, this is amazing feeling to be able to get one last deer home and show her. So before I get all blubbery, I'm going to sign out. But again, thanks to everybody who's helped me out with this. I mean, I'm no professional traditional archer, I'll put it that way, but everyone who's helped me and has been so generous, I just appreciate it more than you can even know. So with that, I'm gonna, you know, do the work on her, and it's gonna be a decent drag out. I gotta go back to the Jeep and put everything in it and come back in with my little rack packer. So, and yet again, no rack for the rack packer, but I don't care. She's gonna eat so good, and my little twins are gonna be excited. It's just a very blessed day. So to everybody who's helped me out, thank you. And one more time, you know, just a beautiful, beautiful, old, mature, super smart doe. So thank you, God, and Take care. Good luck if you're out there. All right, I'm going to turn it on. You put it in the hole, okay? Keep your hands back. Put it in. What? Don't put your finger in there. Go ahead, put another piece in. Here, Paige, they push it down with the plunger thing. Right here, wait. Use that.